Early Saturday evening, residents in the area of Houston and Kootley Avenue watched as one of the homes in their neighborhood went up in flames.
Engine 1, our new engine in Merritt here, responded with firefighters. We ended up having our second engine come in, and the rescue truck also was here. And the deputy was here with his vehicle also.
The Merritt Fire Department responded to the scene within minutes. Fire Chief Dave Matucci was the first to arrive on the scene. Luckily, no occupants were in the house as the blaze started to take over.
Came in, I was on the front side of the building, and I came through the neighbor's yard. It seemed like the fire was in the back of the house. And basically the outside of the back of the house was on fire. It was entering into a doorway through a window that was broken. It was broken out. And there were some flames coming out of the soffitting on the Bravo side of the building, which is the right side here. And because the wind was coming towards us from the back alley here towards the house. And it was starting to get pretty close to the neighbor's house, so I decided to use a device to extinguish the fire, which we have on the two Chiefs trucks and on our initial engine.
That device that was deployed is called a Dry Sprinkler Power Aerosol, or DSPA for short. It is used as a first response knockdown tool, minimizing property damage and, most importantly, the risk to our firefighters. This handheld device was recently purchased by the city.
So I used the DSPA-5 and put it in through the window, and it operated as it's supposed to, as we've seen in training that we've used it on. And it basically extinguished the fire for about 4.5 minutes. When I was putting that into the house, our first engine was just leaving the hall, and they came down to the Kootley address here. They caught a hydrant, they laid in the supply line, and the two different groups of firefighters were pulling exposure lines to protect the houses next to it. And just about that time, the fire started going again, and it started coming out the soffits again. The firefighters attacked the fire and extinguished it. So this device bought our fire crew about 4.5 minutes, and I'm quite sure, with my experience, and I've seen this before, that the second house next to it here would have very likely have had more fire damage to it, or if not ignited itself, because there was a significant amount of heat and flames coming out of it. So I for one, am very glad we had the device and we bought into the system, and it was used, trained on, used at this fire.
While the cause of the fire is still under investigation, it is believed that the fire started from outside of the house.
From our initial investigation, it seems as though the majority of the fire was on the outside of the building. There's not a lot of fire damage inside of the building itself. The fire did get up into the roofs. It looks like it traveled up the outside of the building, up into the eaves. And it's still under investigation, so we still have a lot more evidence to uncover in that. But it looks though, so far as the fire did start on the outside of the building and actually enter the building from the outside.